Mr. Palmer. Yeah. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid. I do for self, I do for self. Fuck you and everybody else. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid. I do for self, I do for self. Fuck you and everybody else.
What up? What up? What up, Black Gator? What up, Brandon? What's going on? MPI, what's good? We're gonna definitely take these Black Lives Matter motherfuckers to court. Just give it a few moments for people to come on in and we'll definitely make this happen. Yes, sir. Hope y'all had a good day so far. Hope y'all enjoy the day. It's been cool, been running around for child support. King J in the building. You know me doing my running. Nigga tired. But I said this is a good topic to talk about since these Black Lives Matter motherfuckers think that, well, at least people think that Black Lives Matter is for black people. Biggest crock of shit ever. Bullshit. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna take them to trial. And yes, fuck Black Lives Matter. They're not for straight black men. They not for unarmed men getting shot by the police. They got their own agenda. They're baby mama terrorist feminists / alphabet supporters and trans lovers to X the man out of the family household. A lot of motherfuckers told me I was a self-hater. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. But all they had to do was actually go on the website. And they tell you up front where they stand and what's their agenda. Her story. But recently, they took away the getting rid of get rid of the household, the norm. They took that shit down. Because a lot of people was getting their ass about it, but it's too late. But the sad part about it, a lot of these dumbass niggas, these simping forces, these fake black pros, and these fake ass queens, we support our kings, they ride with them regardless. Just because they go along to get along train. They don't think for themselves. They easy to be manipulated. And that's why we have to stay away from these motherfuckers. This is why I say it's just us, the minority. Shit's real. Think about it, y'all. The only reason why Black Lives Matter came back in the picture was when George Floyd was murdered on TV by the race soldier, police officer, and the other henchmen, right? Then all of a sudden they come back around doing the same shit they did before. And guess what? They got Biden in office. And now you don't hear nothing from them. They made $90 million. $90 million. Had they donated anything to the black community? Or any black communities? Nope. Have they even donated to other Black Lives Matter chapters that's all over? Nope. You got Mike Brown's father that's requesting that they donate $20 million We're gonna talk about that. He's gonna be taking a stand as well. You think they gonna give you $20 million? Shit, not at all. They use your son in vain and basically got a lot of agenda across. They got what they wanted. Now they were trying to talk to Joe Biden after the election, but he said, fuck y'all. Like he did the rest of these dumbass Sambo niggas. He said, fuck y'all. I ain't talking to y'all. I'm in office now. So now they back in a hole where they belong. But they'll be back. As soon as another unarmed black man get killed, they'll be come back to do the bullshit. When they came to Chicago, they came to Inglewood. Excuse me. Excuse me. They came to Inglewood, right? This happened like the fall of last year, I believe, or in the summer. They tried to come out there. The neighborhood ran their ass out. They had to record. They didn't put that on the news. They put a little segment on it. They didn't want that out there to look bad. Black people, the whole community ran their ass out because they were like, where was you at with the black on black crime, which they call, I don't like saying black on black crime, but where was they at when little girl got killed? Little boy got killed. Well, man was murdered. Well, all these murders going on in Chicago, you come around on some other bullshit. You ain't been coming around, stay ass away, and they ran them off. Salute to Inglewood. So yeah, shout out to DJ Sid. Traditional black families are dead. Shake my head, yes. And there's a lot of different factors. Jaleel, what's good, brother? Yeah, real talk. My little brother Nario, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, the traditional black families been dead though. It's before Black Lives Matter. And that's why I say it is such thing as systematic racism. You know, it was designed to keep the black men out of the household. Child support wasn't created because of black men not being fathers. It was created because white women who was married wasn't working, weren't allowed to work, weren't allowed to vote, do a goddamn thing, and the husband go overseas and never came back. Those are considered the original deadbeats. And I believe that's why alimony was created. So I understood why child support alimony was created. Back then, 98, I think it was 90% of black families was together. 95, 90, something like that. And even to this day, even when they decide to do the fuckery and get the $51 billion crime bill, white men get it the worst, not us. Even though when it comes to the punk ass media, like Trump said, fake news. What's up, Julius? What happens is, who is the face of being deadbeats? Us, black men. Even Obama came out somehow, we need to do better, take care of our kids. What the fuck? Another nigga who we voted in twice and didn't do shit for the black community. He's another one. He recently actually did he got a podcast. He did a podcast with Garth Brooks. I think it was Bruce Springsteen, right? And you know what he said? He came out and said, black people deserve reparation. But in so many words, the reason why he didn't do the reparations, why he didn't do it when he had the power to try to get it out there, you know why? He said because he didn't want to anger the counterparts. Who was the counterparts? White people. He said that. You don't believe me? Google it. Google it. He did not do it because he didn't want to make white people mad. So that right there tells me that, one, he's brought in through the white man. He was already picked when he was in Harvard, and he was there to do their deeds. He wasn't there for us. And my dumb ass voted for him twice because I said the first time he didn't do nothing okay. Well, the second time around, he ain't got nothing to lose. He'll do something. He didn't. So when people try to say, well, he got Obamacare, that's for the nation. That's not for just black people, dummy. So when I asked, what has he done for black folks? He haven't did shit for black people. So you got a lot of these people, just because they black, don't mean they are for you, black men. They're not. Black Lives Matter is nowhere near for any heterosexual black men. Only if you wear a dress and training and everything else, then you Black Lives Matter. So I always say, fuck Black Lives Matter. Now I'm not saying fuck Black lives, because our lives definitely matter. But the organization, fuck them. And I ain't gonna lie, when they first came out, before I found out about how they was, I'm like, hell yeah, Black Lives Matter. Fuck this shit. Hell yeah, what's up? But then when I started doing my research, and I saw for myself, it was fuck Black Lives Matter. And it's sad to this day, motherfuckers still be coming to these bitches' defense. But that's why I tell you, I'm worried about the minority. I'm not worried about the majority. So, everybody that's tuned in, please like, please share. If you ain't subscribed by now, please subscribe. It's time to put in that work, as Minister Jap says. And let's make it happen. Yep. We're here to talk about today Black Lives Matter and how they're a black man's downfall. You got feminists, baby mama terrorism, and even cross-dressing transsexuals. And we're gonna take them to trial. Yeah.
All stand, please. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. This honorable court now stands adjourned, sine die. God save the state and this honorable court.
You may be seated, niggas. What's going on, everybody? You know what's going on. Order in the motherfucking court. Yes, we're here to talk today about, first of all, we're going to talk about these Black Lives Matter motherfuckers. But before we get to the Black Lives Matter, the real Black Lives Matter organization, we're going to talk about Mike Brown's father. For those who don't know who Mike Brown's father, well, who Mike Brown was, Mike Brown was murdered by a race soldier. A race soldier, yep, race soldier. I know a lot of people try to say, well, you know, it's his fault. He was still not storing all that jive, but I ain't trying to hear all that. But he was murdered, didn't have a gun, shot and killed, unjust by race soldier police officer. And I believe that's when Black Lives Matter came in existence. Now, like I say, back then, when it first happened, I thought, hey, Black Lives Matter was for actually black people. Man, woman, child, doesn't matter. Black lives mean black people. But I realized down the line, and y'all see me post this many a times, about how Black Lives Matter, just on their website, even though they change it off and on, edit this shit because they've been exposed, and I guess too many people starting to see the light, how they're not for black men, at least not the straight ones. So, but what I want to talk about first, the reason why we taking these bitches to court is because you got Mike Brown's father. Ferguson organized a request $20 million from Black Lives Matter. And like I tell people, they generated $90 million. Have they did anything for black communities? Hell no. What have they did with the $90 million? Did they even donate it to any of the other Black Lives Matter chapters all over the world? Hell no. What have they did? They brought Biden in office. They helped. They one of the reasons why Biden was in office, because they thought Biden was going to tickle their chins and do what the fuck they want him to do. But now that he's in office, he said, fuck y'all. And now they back in their motherfucking holes. Now, they out there rallying, co-oping with other motherfuckers, pretending like they for straight black men. Black Lives Matter. But how does Black Lives matter when it doesn't matter when it comes to us fathers and straight alpha males? And guess what? All these unarmed black men who was murdered by these race soldiers, that was just a propaganda. They used them to get over the top, and they did. They did some straight hustle type shit, some Al Sharpton type shit, some good old Jesse Jackson type shit. I can't knock the hustle, but I can't fuck with you. And they generated $90 million. Got funded by George Soros, or Soros. People don't know about him. He's a Jewish rich dude that, you know, he's part of that Marxist shit and that propaganda shit. So he had no problem funding these whores. And like I told y'all before, you do have real black queens, but then you got the fraudulent black so-called queens. We support our kings. These are the ones that I tell y'all are not for you black men. These are the ones that pretend like they for the agenda, but use you as a scapegoat to either get money off you or to set your ass up a failure. You saw the video I talked about with the child support hustle, who's supposed to be for men and women based off getting screwed by this unjust system and parent alienation. But yet, she's on the front line, but she's not on the real agenda that I am and others are really on. A lot of these motherfuckers want attention. A lot of these motherfuckers want money. A lot of these motherfuckers want that Democratic leftist bullshit logic to keep it going. Yeah. And that's why I say these bitches are infiltrators. Even these three whores of Black Lives Matter. Jeg said, I've been married for 20 years. I sat my wife and 3 children down and read the Black Lives Matter mission statement to them out loud. We all was like, what the fuck? What about the masculine fathers? They don't give a fuck about no masculine father. They don't want them out here. Look at all these whores that want to be tough and masculine and punch guys, but then when the man strike back, they want to play victim. And when they play victim, now they say, I didn't know no better. But yes, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. I want to read this. It's kind of long, so I'm not gonna read it all, but there's some videos that was posted on here. I definitely want y'all to see where I'm coming from. Now, this is about Mike Brown's father, where I guess the Ferguson organizer, including him, requested $20 million from Black Lives Matter. Now, y'all all know damn well he ain't getting it. I'm sorry, he's not going to get it. MPI said he responded to Jeg. He said, I never knew that until the end of last year. I also wanted them to practice witchcraft. Well, anybody that's wearing false ass makeups and hair hats, crowns, I call them, and fake boobs and fake asses, they got to be doing some type of witchcrafts. And I'm just going to keep it real with you. Why would you want to marry something that's fake and fraud? You might as well get you a white woman. You might as well, hell, if you look at one of them motherfuckers in the training, they look the same. No lie. So the shit's real. The shit is real. But we're gonna do some trial today. We doing some trials today. Let me just look right quick at the. Okay. Hey, we got 22 likes and there's 31 people in here. Let's get some more of them likes up. Let's get a little bit more of them likes up. The unfortunate part is a lot of us been played, hoodwinked, suckered, and a lot of people didn't find out till after this election. When Biden got in, they went back in their holes like rats. And people thought Biden's gonna do this and do that. Biden looked out for Asians, got a federal law. If they, you caught trying to do some racism with Asians, you federally fucked. Now we've been going through racism and systematic racism all these motherfucking years since the back in the day. But the Chinese is getting harassed and beat by so-called black people, and now all of a sudden you want to put that on the front line and make that government a government rule not to be, they can't be fucked with. But yet, you ain't made an executive order on black people. But this is who y'all put in office? This is y'all savior? to help black people. He said he against racism, but when have he thought about making the laws for white supremacy? He ain't finna do that. He's not. He gonna talk that shit and send your dumb ass off after the 4 years so he get reelected. So, like I said, this is why a lot of black men are more conservative, and that's why a lot of black men are either going independent or they're going Republican, because they're tired of the Democratic bullshit that's been going on for many fucking years. Democratic and liberals are not for black men. Hell, they're not for men, period. But they definitely are not for the black man. They all talk that shit. Even Obama, like I told you, he talked about black men need to be more fathers. Well, if you look at the statistics, the shit that motherfuckers be saying is a motherfucking lie, especially this punk ass media. But let me start off this. This was put out March the 2nd, 2021. So this is recent. This ain't nothing last year, nothing like that. Tori Russell, co-founder of the International Black Freedom Alliance, and Mike Brown Sr. have requested the funding for their community. Mike Brown Sr. and local community organizer Tony Russell have demanded the Black Lives Matter organization provide $20 million to continue their work in Ferguson, Missouri. Do y'all really believe that they're gonna get any donations from them Black Lives Matter motherfuckers? Like Jig said, bitches and whorelocks. You think them bitches and whorelocks gonna donate any motherfucking thing to them? Russell, who co-founded the International Black Freedom Alliance, appeared next to Brown Sr. in a video expanding on their official statement that the IBFA released a series of images and video via Twitter that clarifies their mission and their reasoning for asking Black Lives Matter to provide the money. I understand why he asking and demanding to get the money. I do understand, and they should. You use his son, Mike Brown, to co-op and get your shit out there, and you did it with the other, who else? Sandra Bland and Tamir Rice and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and others. So I think they should donate. They should. If not nothing else, at least donate to the victims, the victim's family. But they're not gonna do nothing like that. They don't run that shit. They run it, but they don't run that shit. Just like old girl with the Me Too movement. Her agenda was to set black men up for failure. It was not about women getting sexually harassed. It's about getting black men. Because not one time did she try to call out Harvey Weinstein or any other white male that was caught up or so-called accused of being, sexual assault and all that shit. Only the black men, R. Kelly and Bill Cosby and everybody else. They not about no motherfucking, and even Russell Simmons. They were trying to get him to, he moved out the country and said, fuck y'all, I ain't going. So that's why I say these Me Too's, these that started by black so-called queens that lie about getting sexually assaulted with their glass. Like I said, these motherfuckers on the front line are not for you. They hate you too, just like the race soldiers, just like the feminist movement and everything else. The feminist movement ain't no black feminist movement. They just use their dumb asses. Excuse me. Let's continue. According to the Twitter thread, Brown Sr. has only received $500 from any Black Lives Matter affiliated group since his son's 2014 killing. $500. Despite being a community figure who organizes and support other families in healing and empowerment. Excuse me. The demand is in response to news of Black Lives Matter receiving over $90 million in response to the uprising launched after the deaths of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and others. Of course. Ain't no different from Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Rainbow Coalition, all that shit. Yeah, of course. They ain't no different. On behalf of many activists in the St. Louis area, I'm joined by Mike Brown Sr. and the father, Mike Brown Jr. Today we hold Black Lives Matter accountable. Russell announcing the video. As the Griot reported, Black Lives Matter ended the year 2020 with a balance of more than 60 million, opening up about their finances for the first time. Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrice Cullors said that their goal is to reinvest the money. What have they reinvested the money in? I ain't heard nothing about no reinvest. What have they invested or reinvested their money into? Because they ain't been in no black community. Do y'all know anybody? Do y'all know anything about them? Because if they do, please send a link so I can post it and say, yeah, they did something. Because as far as I'm concerned, they ain't did a damn thing. They ain't did shit. But they opened up about 60 million, but they made 90, y'all. They made 90. One of the biggest goals this year is taking the dollars we were able to raise in 2020 and building out the institution we've been trying to build for the last 7.5 years, she said, according to the report. Several chapters of Black Lives Matter across the country have expressed their desire for transparency regarding fundraising in the organization. Cullors responded that things behind the scenes are not what people may assume. Because Black Lives Matter movement is larger than life, and it is larger than life, people made very huge assumptions about what our actual finances look like. Cullors said, according to the Griot, we were often scraping for money, and this year was the first year where we were a resource in the way we deserve to be. However, she say this shit, even if you just got it or had it years ago, you still generated $90 million and you haven't did shit with at least for the black community or for the victim's family, anything. According to statements revealed in the Twitter thread, organizers and activists have questioned the allocation of funds raised by Black Lives Matter prior to the news reports of their financial assets. Russell Brown Sr. and others hope to use the money for the Chosen for Change Foundation, the Mike Brown Community Center, organizing grants for Ferguson protests and activists, various programs and services in the Black community, and the annual August 9th commemorations of Brown's death. Even before the article, the tweet stated Mike Brown Sr. And many other Black community members have had questions about the money Black Lives Matter was raising. So this is their Twitter right here, y'all. The IBFA, March the 2nd. Today, our co-founder, #Ferguson, frontline organizer, Vanguard TNT, alongside #Mike Brown's father, they demanded, boy, 20 million from Black Lives Matter, #, in order to continue the work they and other, I guess he meant to say others, have been doing since the uprising since 2014. Let's see what it says. Well, I'm gonna read it first. Let me see what we play. Okay, look like ain't nobody talking. Ferguson demands accountability, a response to the news that Black Lives Matter received over $90 million in donations in the wake of George Floyd's death, as reported in the Associated Press on February 23rd, 2021, filmed in Ferguson, Missouri, February 26, 2021. Let's see.
Greetings. I'm Tori Russell, Ferguson frontline organizer, and on behalf of many activists in the St. Louis area, I'm joined with Mike Brown Sr., the father of Mike Brown Jr. Today, we hold Black Lives Matter accountable. The movement that is catapulted into the limelight has forgotten about Ferguson and the freedom fighters. Freedom fighters like King D. Seals, Edward Crawford, and Danye Jones have literally given their lives to the struggle, but rarely spoken about and families are not taken care of. Brother Ali, Joshua Williams, and many other political prisoners from the Ferguson movement are incarcerated or have been, and still has received no assistance from Black Lives Matter. What kind of movement are we building where we're saying Black Lives Matter, but the freedom fighters and the families are being left behind?
And this is why I told y'all, when you dealing with these bitches that's on the front line talking about this for black people or when they say black men and all that shit, they not for you. I didn't know all these people was still locked up in jail or got murdered. I know a couple of them got murdered after the Mike Brown situation. But to me, truthfully, they should have exposed this a long time ago. They shouldn't have to wait. They should have waited till there was $90 million on the table. See, at the same time, we got to stop pocket watching, but at the same time, it need to be exposed. It should have been exposed a while back. Why it take for them to make $90 million to say what they doing or ain't doing? They should have exposed this a long time ago when they first, was getting out there, being popular, and they went on about their message. Went on about their business. They should have been saying something. See, that's their fault. And that's why I say we have to tell our story. We can't wait years later and all that shit because they made $90 million. You should have called that shit out regardless, because they didn't make no money don't mean they ain't got no obligations to do for this community, because they made some money even in the beginning. They might have not had $90 million, but they got something, and they could have donated a couple of $1,000s. It's the thought that counts, doing something, try. MPI, shake my head, has Black Lives Matter responded? Yeah, hell no. Why would they respond? Whores don't say shit. Whores gonna sit back and say, I don't know what you talking about. It ain't the way it is. I didn't get no $90 million. That's Biden and Soros and the Democratic organization shit we had to get back to. All that shit. No, they ain't gonna, hell no, they ain't gonna respond.
Where is our restitution? Where is our organizing? Where is our building of a movement? We have groups like the Lost Voices and the Freedom Fighters here, and thousands of other youth activists in their 20s and 30s have been out in the streets protesting for months and months and years for years. Still forgotten.
And you just not coming out saying this shit? Now, see, that's what I'm saying. I got a problem with that because, like I said, it shouldn't took to find out they made $90 million to say what they not doing, what they should do, and all that stuff. They should have called that shit out before. Yes, the sound effect. We in court, man. We in court. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. But the shit is real. That's why I say it's unfortunate that we all black people, right? We should be able to trust one another. But the reality is, you got black folks and you got niggas. So if you're dealing with a black person with a nigga mentality, you already getting led astray. And these three motherfuckers called Black Lives Matter are niggas. They just nigga feminists and nigga baby mama tears, nigga tranny and nigga alphabet and so on. Low-life ass, nasty ass niggas. And we got to stay away from those types. These are the ones that's setting men up for failure. They don't give a fuck about you, black men, just like these other whores is out there talking about Black Lives Matter, but got their man on child support because they're in a fair relationship. This is why I say we got to tell our stories. They should have told this story a couple of years ago. Black Lives Matter is over the hill now. $90 million. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. You think I care about what you say about me and I got $90 million in my pocket? I ain't never got to come out to the limelight. Just stay in a hole. Go somewhere else. You'll never find me. You'll never find me. So that's what I'm saying. So I kind of blame them for not speaking up till after the fact. So they fucked up on that.
We're asking that Black Lives Matter leadership funds $20 million for Ferguson organizations, and community foundations to do the work. We're not begging for a handout. We're coming for what we deserve. Today, as we demand the $20 million to go to Ferguson as restorative measures so we can continue where we started, here's where we'll be organized. Annual commemorations around Mike Brown Jr.'s life. Mutual aid programs.
Order in court. MPI asked, did I have a gravel sound effect too? Order in court. I don't have the order in court yet, but I'm gonna get that. But I do have the gravel. Oh yeah.
Black Panthers have services to meet the needs of the people. Community gardens and farms. And also organizing fellowships and stipends so we can fight white supremacy full time. This,
You know what? I'm gonna be real with y'all. It is such thing as white supremacy, but at the same time, you also gotta protect yourself from black supremacy. When you're dealing with black baby mama terrorists, when you're dealing with these niggas, Pookies, Ray Rays, and these low lives, using ass motherfuckers, and these fake ass queens, you also got black supremacy. And if it's not black supremacy, then they the right hands of white supremacy. So it's one or the other. So you definitely have to look out for these niggas. And I'm not lying. These simple forces, all these, you got to watch out for all these motherfuckers that's trying to set us up for failure, black men. This shit is real. And it's not just white supremacy. And like I tell people all the time, it's only so long you can keep pointing the finger talking about it's the white man when you got these motherfuckers in their cookie jar setting you up for failure. The white man ain't got to come to you no more. They got these baby mama terrorists and these feminists out here. They got these weak ass simp suckers, these simple forces. And again, they mind fucked and manipulated. They setting you up for failure. They don't have to do nothing but sit back and watch. So, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't just white supremacy. You got to watch out for black supremacy, these niggas. Real shit.
this is what we started in Ferguson, and this is what we will continue.
Well, good luck on that, sir, because they not donating you a motherfucking thing. I can guarantee that. Ferguson activist and the father of Mike Brown Jr. demands $20 million. I ain't reading all that. That's this was on their Twitter. I'm not gonna read all this. But I just want y'all to see what made me talk about this, about Black Lives Matter organization, is because now they want $20 million because they pocket watch and saw them get 90 or estimate up to $90 million. So now we back to Black Lives Matter, her story. Now, like I say, every time I look at this shit, it change up, because they get caught up in they shit. This is the three motherfuckers that start the Black Lives Matter. I don't know if they man or woman. I don't know what the fuck they is. But we're gonna read some of this shit. What's going on, dog?
What up, Jay?
Nothing. Supposing Black Lives Matter. Appreciate it, man. I'm being the judge, man. Her story. In 2013, three radical black organizers, radical what? Fuck out of here. Alicia Garza, Patrice Colas, and Oprah Tamete created a black-centered political will and movement building project called Black Lives Matter, hashtag. It was in response to the acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murderer, George Zimmerman, who still walk around to this day, talk shit, brag, make money, sold the gun he shot with, made money and everything else. And ain't nobody execute that motherfucker. But yet, if I bump into you or step on your shoes, you'll shoot me with the quickness. How dare I step on your Jordans? How dare I bump shoulders and touch your starter jacket? You gonna shoot my ass. Or you got a problem with my page because I say fuck child support and fuck these baby mama tell you'll kill me first, but you'll let George Zimmerman stand back and watch the shit happen and laugh and go on about his business. Ain't gonna do shit. But yet, I'm the whole ass nigga. Let's continue. The project is now a member-led global network of more than 40 chapters. Our member organize and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on black communities by the state and vigilantes. Lies. Black Lives Matter is an ideological and political intervention in a world where Black Lives Matter are Black lives are systematically and intentionally targeted for demise. It is information of black folks, humanity, our contributions to the society, and contribution to the society, and our resilience in the face of deadly oppression. It sounds good so far. It sounds legitimate so far. Let's continue. As organizers who work with people every day, BLM members see and understand significant gaps in the movement, spaces, and leadership. Black liberation movements in the country and this country have created room, space, and leadership mostly for Black heterosexual, cisgender men, leaving women, queer, and transgender people and others either out of the movement or in the background to move the work forward with little or no recognition. See, this when the fuckery starts. Black liberation movements in this country have created room, space, and leadership mostly for Black heterosexual, cisgender. What the fuck is a cisgender movement? Well, cisgender men. Men. What the fuck is a cisgender men? Do y'all know what that is? I don't know what the fuck that is. Y'all let me know what the fuck that is. Leaving women, queer, and transgender people and others either out of the movement or in the background to move the work forward with little or no recognition. In other words, they saying that straight Black men are leaving women out, queers out, transgender people out, and out of movements or backgrounds to move forward with little or no recognition. I ain't never heard no Black organization not accepting women or not accepting somebody that's gay or anything. I ain't never heard of not no Black organization. If it is, y'all let me know. That's bullshit. See how they see now? This is one of the other websites. Like I said, they got like every time I look around, it's different website. Cisgender is a fake word, but they right there. You say it's Black Lives Matter, but you saying that is you ain't saying it's the white man. You ain't saying it's the white supremacy. You ain't saying it. You ain't even saying it's Donald Trump. You said that it's Black heterosexual who got creative room and leadership and leaving the women and the fags to the side. Oops, did I say fag? My fault. Order in the court. We're not gonna be called these homos fags. I'm sorry. We're not gonna call homos fags. Not in this courtroom. Not at all. But like I was saying, they already just separated straight Black men against women, queer, transgender people. Now, I thought this was for Black lives. Black lives mean it doesn't matter if you Black man, Black woman. That's it. If you gay, you gay. If you transgender, you transgender. You Black before you anything. When you come out, you born, you Black. Or you white, Hispanic. You're Black before you anything. So what does it matter if I'm a Black straight male? I should have said that. I'm a Black male. See how they already segregated us already within our so-called community of Black people? That's why I say I'm a dumbass nigga out Cottage Grove, but I sure know how to read. But these are the motherfuckers that's supposed to be on our side. Unarmed Black men getting murdered. Straight unarmed Black men being murdered by the race soldier police, and they supposed to been out there for us. No. Their real agenda is posted on their page. They're not for straight Black men. That was just something to use to get get their shit out there, get their shine, get their notoriety. You know what I say? Get their $60 million, they end up with $90 million, and ain't do shit for no Black community. I don't even think they did anything for no gay community. They ain't did shit, took it around with it. Split it off with the rest of the motherfuckers that helped looked out from the liberals and Soros and everything else, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm gonna read it one more time. Black liberation movements in this country have created room, space, and leadership for mostly Black Black heterosexual, cisgender men, whatever the fuck that is, meaning, and says leaving women, queer, and transgender people, and others either out of the movement or in the background to move the work forward with little or no recognition. They blaming Black straight men for this shit. Not the white man, not the left, not even the right, not even the Republicans, not the KKK, not the Klan, not Richard Spencer, Adolf Hitler. They said Black straight men. And this the shit we supposed to be saluting and throwing our fists up to? Fuck no. Let me continue. As a network, we have always recognized the need to center the leadership of women and queer and trans people. So it's our fault that there's no leadership amongst women, queer, and trans people? What the fuck they got to do with us? What up, Lil Rock? In order to be a leader, you got to go out there. That ain't got nothing to do with us. How's we holding women back from being leaders? I thought these were the most educated motherfuckers in the nation. I thought black women was the most educated in the nation. They get the most degrees. I thought they was more educated than black men. So I thought they was the most independent. So how the fuck that we're the reason why they're not being recognized when all they do is be on social media showing their ass sideways with their degrees and they motherfucking cap it down with the legs split talking about we did it. With 5 kids on the side of them. With no man around. With no father around. Got the low like baby mama terrorist mama or grand terrorist around. How's that our fault? Fuck out of here. Let's continue. Sad. As a network, we have always recognized the need to center the leadership of women and queer trans people to maximize our movement muscle and to be international about not replicating harmful practices that excluded so many in the past movements for liberation. We made a commitment to placing those at the margins closer to the center. I don't know what the fuck she talking about. Seems like she's playing victim on some shit that was never going on. Sounds like some personal shit to me. As Black Lives Matter developed throughout 2013 and 14, we utilized it as a platform and organizing tools. Other groups, organizations, and individuals used it to amplify anti-Black racism across the country in all the ways it shows up. Tamir Rice, Tanisha Anderson, Maya Hall, Walter Scott, Sandra Bland. These names are hereditally important. The space that Black Lives Matter held and continue to hold helped propel the conversation around the state-sanctioned violence they experience. We particularly highlight the egregious, I might be saying it wrong, ways in which Black women, specifically Black trans women, are violated. You heard? I want y'all to hear that again. We particularly highlighted in egregious ways in which Black women, specifically Black trans women, are violated. So they're not even talking about really the Black woman. They looking out for the Black trans wannabe women. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck how many dicks you cut off, how many titties you add on and all that shit and putting fake hair on your head. You still a man that's pretending to be a woman. And I would never call a tranny ma'am. Your name is Dave, not Deidre. Fuck you. They're not women. Fuck out of here. And that's why I say Black Lives Matter are trying to take over because they trying to look out for these trannies to be the new fathers of our household. They don't give a fuck about Black women either. They use Black women because they know they stupid enough to fall for anything. Like you said, they want them to be leaders. That's just a front. All this shit they say right here is bullshit. Black Lives Matter was developed to support all Black lives. Now, how the fuck Black Lives Matter was developed in support of all Black lives when you just said Black straight men are the reason why Black women, queers, and transgender do not get to be leaders and get no recognition or get little at all in this motherfucker? What the fuck? Order in the court all these false ass lies. 2014, Mike Brown was murdered by Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson, race soldier. It was a guttural response to be with our people, our family, in support of the brave and courageous community of Ferguson and St. Louis as they were being brutalized by law enforcement, criticized by media, tear gas, and pepper sprayed night after night. Donnell Moore and Patrice Coolers organized a national ride during Labor Day weekend that year. We call it Black Lives Matters Ride. In 15 days, we developed a plan of action to head to the occupied territory to support our brothers and sisters. Now, you was supporting your trans sisters and your sisters. You wasn't there to support brothers. Like I said, all front. Over 600 people gathered. We made 2 commitments to support the team on the ground in St. Louis and to go back home and do the work there. We understood Ferguson was not an aberration, but in fact, a clear point of reference for what was happening to Black communities everywhere. When it was time for us to leave, inspired by our friends in Ferguson, organizers from 18 different cities went back home and developed Black Lives Matter chapters in their communities and towns, broadening the political will and movement building reach catalyzed by the Black Lives Matter Project and the work on the ground in Ferguson. Now, the ones that came behind them and started the Black Lives Matter, they was on, now I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them was on some real Black Lives Matter for men and women, just Black people in general. But the head of this shit, the front of this shit is about her and her story. They're not Black Lives Matter, not at all. It became clear that we needed to continue organizing and building Black power across the country. People were hungry to galvanize their communities to end state-sanctioned violence against Black people, the way Ferguson organizers and allies were doing. Soon we created the Black Lives Matter Global Network infrastructure. You gone, bro? All right, man. Be safe. Watch out for them Black Lives Matter motherfuckers. It was adapted and decentralized with a set of guiding principles. Our goal is to support the development of new Black leaders. Now, mind you, she said, or they said, or her said, straight Black men are blocking the leaders for women and trans and cis and all that to be Black leaders. So you know damn well she ain't talking about Black male leaders. Let me continue. As well as create a network where Black people feel empowered to determine our destinies in our community. How would I feel empowered when you try to put me into the back? You say I'm getting too much space up front. That's nigga talk. The Black Lives Matter Global Network would not be recognized worldwide if it wasn't for the folks in St. Louis and Ferguson who put their bodies on the line day in and day out, who continue to show up for Black lives. They ain't never lied about that. Let me highlight that. They never lied. The reason why they're recognized worldwide is for the people in St. Louis and Ferguson. So that means the 2 brothers that were just talking, we saw on Twitter, Mike Brown's father and the other brother, that what they saying, they shit is justified on why they deserve the $20 million. Like I said, I'm a dumbass nigga off Cottage Grove, but even they put in one of their websites, the Black Lives Matter Global Network would not be recognized worldwide if it wasn't for the folks in St. Louis and Ferguson who put their bodies on the line day in and day out and who continue to show up for Black lives. Ain't that what them brothers was just talking about? Then they just say they brothers are still fighting. Some was murdered. Some locked up still to this day. But they not finna donate no $20 million, y'all. They not finna donate $2. They don't give a fuck about your Black lives, straight Black men. They do not. They don't give a fuck about you. Now, yeah, they give you thanks and recognition and all that shit on the fucking website, but they not finna donate no money to you or anybody else. They're not for straight men. It was all up front. They don't give a fuck about the straight women. You gotta be one of them cis niggas or the trannies. But I'm just a dumbass nigga off Cottage Grove. I don't know no better. Now, we got to that. Franti said the organizer of Black Lives Matter stated they are believed to be Marxism. Yeah, they said it. They admitted that. One of them admitted on CNN a long time ago. That's what I say. They admit what they doing. They not hiding it. It's just dumb motherfuckers entertain and they don't give a fuck. And I respect that, because you know me, I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker say. I'm gonna do what I do, and it is what it is. I respect them that they don't give a fuck. But my thing is, I'm talking about us who fell for this fuck shit. We fell for this shit. They for black people. No, they're not. They tell you. You saw what I read, right? But how much you want to bet somebody's in the back of the head like, man, nigga, you just mad, you just hate because you ain't get it. You lying. Not saying nobody in here, but when they watch this video, yeah, they're gonna talk that shit. Of course they're gonna talk that shit. Now, we got Black Lives Matter to the stand. We got Black Lives Matter coming to the stand. And actually, it's not Black Lives Matter per se, but what we have is a young lady. She's right here. You ain't gonna be able to see it, but she's right here. Hero Fix it. I'm a dumb nigga off 16 and Kedzie. That's K-Town. Shout out to K-Town. Shout out to the west side of Chicago. Fuck what you heard. Yes, sir. But this lady right here, I don't know her name, but she's coming to the stand because she got evidence about Black Lives Matter. It's a 13-minute clip, so she's gonna tell her story. And you know me, I'm gonna just dissect the bitch. So let's hear what she got to say as she exposed Black Lives Matter. Not Black Lives, Black Lies Matter.
Y'all see these women here? 4 years ago, I did a video exposing Black Lives Matter as a Black feminist LGBT movement that is specifically used to promote the Black LGBT movement and into the Black community. And it is to remove the Black male completely out of the picture. The only way Black men are allowed, according to the founders of Black Lives Matter, which are these 3 lesbians. They are feminists and they hate you, Black men.
You heard what she said, right? You heard what she said? Let's go back again. So far, she said it right in the beginning. They don't want the Black man in the house. They're not for you, straight Black men. Perfect blackness. My man, listening while he working out, shout out to you, man. I was running from child support at the gym, man. I understand. Keep that shit going, bro. She don't give a fuck about you, us, straight, heterosexual, alpha male, red pill, Black men. They do not. They don't give a fuck about you. I want you to hear that part again.
Promote the feminist LGBT movement that is specifically used to promote the Black LGBT movement and into the Black community. And it is to remove the Black male completely out of the picture. The only way Black men are allowed, according to the founders of Black Lives Matter, which are these 3 lesbians. They are feminists and they hate you, Black men. And I'm going to show it to you. I'm not going to just tell you shit. I've exposed these bitches before.
She got evidence. Like I say, she's on the stand. She got evidence on how they don't love you, Black men. I want to give a shout out to Hero Fix TV, $5 donation on the Cash App to the Baby Mama Terrorist Bounty Hunters Fund. He donated $5. Appreciate you, brother. Anybody else that want to donate to the court, Cash App is right on the bottom. It's right there. Or if you want to do a super chat, that's fine. You know, beggars can't be choosing, you know, deadbeat. But I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Let's continue. Let's see what evidence that she has.
And apparently I got to expose them again because I cannot believe Black Lives Matter is about basically coming out of your mouths again.
You heard what she said? I cannot believe a lot of you got Black Lives Matter in your mouth. I tell people all the time, do Black Lives Matter? Yeah, Black Lives Matter. Motherfucker. It ain't about our Black lives because we talking about the Black Lives Matter organization. And to them, our Black lives do not matter. The only thing that matters is the tranny, the LGBT or whatever, I call them alphabet community, the alphabet community, feminists, Marxists, and you got the transgender, the so-called women. They don't give a fuck about straight black men. I don't see why y'all motherfuckers continue to throw y'all fists up for these motherfuckers. They co-ops, opportunists. They no different than these baby mama terrorists. You don't need white supremacy when you got these motherfuckers to do it for them. And not just them, the motherfuckers that follow these motherfuckers who are manipulated. And this shit is real, man. But like I said, I'm that dumb nigga off Cottage Grove. Don't know shit. Let's continue.
These women hate you, black men. The only way you're accepted into their movement is unless you're gay or you're a trans woman. That's the only way. Other than that, they do not like straight black men. Allow me to show you the proof.
Uh-oh.
So I went to their site before, okay? That's right, or did. There you go. That's right.
Before you go to the website, this is the website I've been trying to find all them times. I think when I was doing an interview with Minister Jap, when I was doing an interview with O'Shea Jackson, Ty City, even with Bernard Riley, I found the website, but it wasn't the one that I wanted y'all to see. She got it. Because they changed a lot of shit around. They full of shit.
Right, or that I went to their website before and I have exposed them before, right? Hold on, let me just show you, let me just show you I'm on their site. Okay, this is their site. This is Black Lives Matter site, okay? All right. Now, here you have the about. If you go, can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. So if you go to their website and you click on the about page, you got another co-founders. And these are nothing but black women who are also lesbians, and they hate black men. They have no interest in black men.
Now, you don't see no black men as co-founders. Now, I can't knock that if you got you know, women being the founders of shit. But don't false flag using black men. That's all. You have the right to have a women's group and all that shit, but don't use our asses as scapegoats, or don't use us as the ones you want to hang and set up for failure. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with a women's group that's about what's right. I don't have a problem with the old feminists who was about equality and equal rights. I have a problem with the new feminists that's about taking over and setting up straight men for failure and making son husbands and simple forces and trainees and everything else. Shout out to Kareem. $20 donation to the Baby Mama Terror's Bounty Hunters Fund. Great show. Appreciate you, brother. Let's continue.
So you have the co-founders, which are 2 black women, are lesbians, and you have 3 of the founders who are lesbians, and they all don't like straight black men. So then you got her story. What the fuck does her story have to do with Black Lives Matter? Oh, don't worry about it. Let's go to...
You heard what she said? What the fuck does her story got to do with Black Lives Matter? It don't. But like I said, they tell you what they're about up front. It's not like they playing a role. Well, they playing a role when they're out there in the streets, talking about they here for unarmed black men who's getting murdered. But when you go on their website, they tell you where they stand, what they own, and what their main agenda is. But yet, you got a bunch of black motherfuckers, especially these black whores, that sit back and say, nigga, you just hating. Nigga, you a self-hater. You voted for Trump, didn't you? Hell yeah, I voted for Trump, bitch. I'd rather have him in office than fucking Biden. So yeah, I voted for Trump, and I ain't got no problem with it. I'll vote for him again. So, fuck that.
What we believe. Oh, this is my favorite part. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? What we believe. If you still fuck with Black Lives Matter after I show you what they really think about you, you deserve everything you get. Let's click on it.
I agree. And them same motherfuckers that helped assist them motherfuckers to get Joe Biden in office and all this shit he doing that he only did within a couple of months, you getting what you deserve, motherfuckers. And it is what it is. We told them motherfuckers, don't put Biden in office. He gonna tear this motherfucking shit up. Jim Crow puppet. My man Jig said, I got the original, bro. I got the Jim Crow puppet reading. Jim Crow puppet reading. I'll text it to you. All right, bro. My man. Salute to you.
So once you get through all this bullshit about Trayvon Mountain and, oh, we hear Black Global, blah, blah, blah. Then we get down to their agenda. Let's read it. We see ourselves as part of the global Black family. That's communism. I'll talk about that later.
Hey, before she continue reading, shout out to King J, $5 donation. Big facts. Keep dropping the knowledge. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to you as well, brother. Let's continue.
And we are aware of the different ways we are impacted or privileged as Black people who exist in different parts of the world. We are guided by the fact that all Black lives matter regardless of actual or perceived sexual identity, gender identity, gender expression.
See how they separated gender expression. Let's let it back up again. They ain't about no straight Black men. It's segregated. They talk that bullshit, but they don't give a fuck about you.
Lives matter regardless of actual or perceived sexual identity, gender identity, gender expression.
What the fuck is gender expression? What is a gender expression? That shit sounds stupid. Don't even sound right.
Black folks, what does Black Lives Matter have to fuck to do with sexual identity, gender identity, and gender expression? Oh, don't know. Economic status. Communism. They don't want there's no such thing as poor or rich. Everybody got to be all fucked up on one payment scale. I'll talk about that later.
What the fuck?
Economic status. Communism. They don't want there's no such thing as poor or rich. Everybody got to be all fucked up on one payment scale. I'll talk about that later.
The fuck out of here.
Ability and disability. Religious beliefs or disbeliefs. Immigration status or location. Isn't immigration fucking up the Black community as it is? I do believe that Compton is no longer Black anymore.
Yes.
Because of immigration. But let me just go on. We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. Let me say it again, just in case you
one more time.
To fucking comprehend words. We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. Do you know that you cannot be a straight Black male or even a straight Black female and hold a leadership position in the Black Lives Matter organization?
Did y'all know that? Ain't that what I said earlier? They said black men were taking their positions and not giving them recognition and all that fuck shit. Ingenuous TV donated $5 to the baby mama terrorists, bounty hunters. Fun. Black men, you're on your own now and until this current society reaches its conclusion. Always remember that, brothers. Peace, Mr. Palmer. You ain't never lied, brother. We are in the trenches. Christian George, what up, Pride? You are in the trenches, black men. And when I tell y'all they don't give a fuck about you, they don't give a fuck about me, they don't give a fuck about us, that shit is real. This is why I say, when it comes to child support, equal pay and all that, men as a whole, we definitely have to stick together. But I'm never going to tell you that we're not on our own. But we have to change our differences to band with the white man, the Hispanic man, and everybody else. Because when it comes against the majority, they're against all men. But when it comes to niggas and shit like this, black men, we're set up for failure. We're in the trenches. We're in the hole. And they trying to set us up for failure. So just like Ingenuous just said, we are on our own. We are on our own. Don't ever think that motherfuckers gonna ride with us to protect us, to save us. They want us out the picture. They don't want us out here on the front lines. They don't want us to be the lead. They don't want us to be the head of the household. They want us to be fucking providers and simping forces and robots, son husbands and everything else. So don't ever think that they're down for you. I'm gonna say it again, just like the video I posted when the bitch talked about me, saying I harassed her, threatened her, made her scared and all fidgeted and shit. But I had them fucking receipts. And if I didn't have the receipts, you'll have more simping forces running to her to save. But then again, even if they see the truth, a simping force is a simping force, he gonna save regardless. So like I say, straight black males, we on our own. That's why I say wash your hands and move on. Keep your veins cold, not just for child support and these baby mama tears. Keep your veins cold in life in general, because it's going to be a lot of bullshit, heartaches, and fuck up and everything else you're going to go through, because the way this system and the way society is today, they don't give a fuck about us. Puss-ass Obama called black men deadbeats, need to be more fathers, when the truth is the shit that the system says about we the face of deadbeat and not taking our kids is a motherfucking lie. We don't pay the most in child support, and it's not because of our income. We don't pay the most in child support because the majority of us is not on child support, or the majority of us don't even have kids. But yet, motherfuckers want to believe what the system say, or what some host say over there on 73rd and State, who came for the projects and never did shit for their goddamn self. They just put on some man. So don't fall for that okie doke. And stop trying to protect these whores. They talk that shit, but then when they in the trenches, they want you to protect them. No, you protect yourselves. You do for self and you save yourselves. Fuck are you talking about? I had to do both. Order the court and law and order.
We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. Do you know that you cannot be a straight black male or even a straight black female and hold a leadership position in the Black Lives Matter organization? Did you not know this? If you're straight, you have no need for this, except when they want you for muscle, when they want you to riot and get shot and to sit up here and get killed and do all kinds of vandalism and this and that. They want you as foot soldiers because you're expendable.
And that's the truth. The straight dudes and the straight men, the alpha males that's out there with Black Lives Matter, you are expendable. You out there getting shot, going to jail, getting your ass beat, risking your livelihood and your record and everything else. Yeah, they want you out there to go out there and do their deeds, just like the devil. You do the devil's work. you do the devil's deed. And after you do all the deeds, he don't need you, take your soul and go on about his business. They take your souls. They don't give a fuck about you. And I'm going to repeat it over, motherfucking over. Motherfuckers still get mad and talk that shit. These motherfuckers put on their website on what their agenda was. And motherfuckers ain't bother to read it. But you remember in the, I think that was in Willie Lynch's book, you want to keep black people guided? Put in the book. They ain't going to read that shit. I think it came from there. I could be wrong. But I heard it old saying as a kid. You don't want the black man to know anything or black people to know anything, put it in the book. They're not going to read that shit. And that's why I say, when I talk about these baby mama terrorists and they playing victim and he did this, he do that, you got to investigate that shit because 9 times out of 10, these whores are lying. You can't jump the gun and jump to a bitch's defense. I'm sorry. You used to be able to do it back in the day. You know, they told the truth, but in this day, these bitches lie about anything. You cannot jump to these bitches' defense. You got to be a thinker and don't react because you're the one that's going to go to jail. You kill the person or kill that man, and she's going back whole hop with the next nigga to put in jail and to get him killed. One or the other. Let's continue.
But you'll never hold leadership position as somebody straight. They call us cis. Let's go on and continue to read. We are self-reflective and do work required to dismantle cisgendered privilege. Now, those of you who don't know what cisgendered privilege means, it means biologically straight. It means you are a straight man or a straight woman. They have no need for anyone who is heterosexual in their movement, and they do not promote heterosexuality in the black community.
Why would they? They want alphabets and trainees to be the village to raise kids. They says that in they about her story and shit. They says that shit. I don't know if they took it out and edited shit, but they did. They did. And I gotta tell y'all, it's unfortunate that people won't go see for themselves. And I told motherfuckers, hey man, go see it for yourself. I ain't reading that shit. I ain't gotta do all that. I know what they're about. Okay.
And uplift black trans folks, especially black trans women, who continue to be disproportionately impacted by trans antagonistic violence. So when y'all go out there talking about some Black Lives Matter, this is what you're dying for. This is what you're fighting for, dumbasses.
Yeah, and you know what? She's telling the truth. Dumbasses. Because what you're fighting for is the trans. And they tell you this shit. They tell you this motherfucker shit. They tell you this shit, and yet motherfuckers still run to the front lines. I'm talking about the men. I ain't talking about the black fake ass queens, because they ain't never the devil's son-in-laws anyway. Hell yeah, they run anything to set us up for failure. He washed his hands and he ain't fucking with me no more because I was doing bullshit. So hell yeah, fuck that nigga. Yeah, let's set that nigga up. So they'll ride with whoever. They'll ride with the devil himself. They don't give a fuck. The white man, the Klan, and whoever the fuck. They don't give a shit. So I'm talking about the black men that's going out there, risking their lives, going to jail, getting set up for failure, losing their livelihood, getting murdered for the wrong reason because you was misled and manipulated by these 3 organized terrorists called Black Lives Matter.
We build a space that affirms black women. Hey, where's black men at? Just black women? Aren't we having a problem with the matriarchy as it is? We build a space that affirms black women and is free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered. Oh, yeah, I hate this thing.
I heard y'all. I hope y'all understood what she was saying. I want y'all to hear it again.
This is what you're dying for. This is what you're fighting for, dumbasses. We build a space that affirms black women. Hey, where's black men at? Just black women? Aren't we having a problem with the matriarchy as it is? We build a space that affirms black women and is free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered. Oh, you hate to see it, don't you? You hate to see it. And you niggas are going out there and you dying for these motherfuckers. Okay? You hate to see it. How could you be so stupid? But see, here's the deal. They know what they're doing. They're hiding it in plain sight. They're hiding it in plain sight because they know you niggas don't read. They know you niggas don't read.
Now, didn't I just say, like I said, I don't know if it come from the Willie Lynch book, but like I said, if you want to make a nigga not know a damn thing, you put it in the books. They're not gonna read no shit. If you ain't got no sign in front of their motherfucking face, they ain't gonna look for that motherfucker. And that's why I say we definitely gotta change the laws in our mind. Because we'll all be sent off.
We practice empathy. We engage comrades. By the way, comrades is communism. I'm going to show you. Why you all don't understand how fucked up communism is? I'll explain that when we get to Antifa in a minute. With the intent to learn about and connect with their context, we make our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. We dismantle the patriarchal practice. We dismantle the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts bullshit so that they can mother in private, even as they participate in public justice work.
What the fuck they talking? Let's hear that again.
They know you niggas don't read. We practice empathy. We engage comrades. By the way, comrades is communism. I'm going to show you. Why you all don't understand how fucked up communism is? I'll explain that when we get to Antifa in a minute. With the intent to learn about and connect with their context, we make our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. We dismantle the patriarchal practice. We dismantle the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts bullshit so that they can mother in private, even as they participate in public justice work. And here's the last hold on. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family, meaning that they don't want the man in the home with the children unless he's a transsexual woman or he's gay. You heterosexual men do not belong in the home of a nuclear family so that they can mother in private, even as they participate in public justice work. And here's the last hold on. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family, meaning that they don't want the man in the home with the children unless he's a transsexual woman or he's gay. You heterosexual men do not belong in the home of a nuclear family.
This ain't coming from the white man. This ain't coming from Donald Trump. This ain't coming from even a baby mama terrorist fake black queen. This is coming from Black Lives Matter. They don't want black men in the house, just like the rest of these motherfuckers don't want straight black men in the house. Just like the rest of them. They no different from the feminists. They no different from these fake ass Me Too. They no different from the alphabets. They no different from these fake ass queens of Hollywood. We support our kings. This is on their website. But yet, y'all motherfuckers sit back and call me a fool, a lie, dumb nigga off College Grove, still running my child support, deadbeat, mama hate mama issues, your mama black and everything else. That's fucked up. It's fucked up. And this shit is out there from day one. Shout out to Angry Bus Driver, the $5 donations to the Bay Mama Terrorist Bounty Hunters Fund. Black Lives Matter is an LGBT. It should have said LGBMT front. They won't help your son start a business, but they will help him in a dress. You ain't never lied, brother. A tutu, a dress, a stockings, a heels, and everything else in this motherfucker. Let's continue.
We already have a problem. We already have a problem of men not being in a home. And these fucking bitches right here are trying to make sure that it's that way. How could you even utter the goddamn words Black Lives Matter? And let's be true. Let's be truthful about it, black folks. Black lives don't matter to black folks. Come on now. Who y'all trying to be new to? Who y'all trying to be new to? Really? Really? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. And then they talk about to extend families as villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. By the way, there's no fathers. Did you see this? That mothers, parents, and children, parents means transgender women and transgender men and gay men and lesbians. Those are parents. But you notice you don't see the word father. Did you see the word father here? Let me ask you, I could be blind. I could be blind. Does anybody see the word father? Chat, you see the word father in here? I don't see it either. Isn't it important that we have fathers in our lives? Let's continue to read.
Now, this off their website. And these the motherfuckers you want to wave your fist for? These the motherfuckers you want to risk your lives for? These the motherfuckers you want to help make rich? These the motherfuckers you want to side with? These the motherfuckers you think that's looking out for your straight black ass? Are you stupid? And they tell you where they stand. They tell you where they stand. They're not for you, black men. They're not for us. All they give a fuck about is the alphabet community. These are Marxists. These are feminists. They do hate black men. I don't know if black men played them to the left. I don't know if they were some baby mama terrorists to the black man. He watched him move on. I don't know. But these motherfuckers are not for you. That's why I wouldn't dare go out there and boycott wet signs, tear up buildings and all that shit with these motherfuckers. I wouldn't dare. If I be out there in the street and they block a trap, I'm running their fucking ass over. Fuck them. Fuck that shit. John Doe said they quick to say niggas ain't shit. Sure is, but these the niggas right here. These are the niggas. Them the true niggas. We just niggas because they mad. We ain't, we ain't going. Because we leads. We alpha males. We not blue pilled no more. We're not simping forces no more. We failed, but we're not failures. Because we changed the laws in our mind. We got higher standards. We think and not react. We know better, we do better. We actually read in the book for knowledge. And we go off logic. We don't shop as suckers no more. So fuck Black Lives Matter.
We foster a queer affirming network. We foster a queer affirming network. When we gather, we do so with the intention of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of heteronormative. That means if you are straight, you have no business, and you have no business in Black Lives Matter, and they do not see you as something worth fighting for.
Don't that sound like some separation? Don't that sound like straight phobe? You know, they say homophobic. Don't that sound like straight phobic? Don't that sound like discrimination? Even though they black people, don't it sound kind of racist? I want y'all to hear that again.
Tter. We foster a queer affirming network. We foster a queer affirming network. When we gather, we do so with the intention of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of heteronormative. That means if you are straight, you have no business, and you have no business in Black Lives Matter, and they do not see you as something worth fighting for. Thinking, or rather the belief that
I gotta say it again. Now she said basically, and she told the truth. You're not worth fighting for, black men, straight black men. That's why they use Mike Brown and everybody else as leverage to get the attention they want, build $90 million, get Biden in office, and go back in the hole like the rest they are. They don't give a fuck about you. They only use you for notoriety, attention, and money. They don't want you around. They don't want you in the picture unless you on the front lines, risking your lives and going to jail, setting yourself up a failure for these motherfuckers. That's just the truth. But when it's all said and done,
Bitch, fuck all y'all.
and not only that,
You can't handle the truth.
they can't handle the fucking truth. So they rather just get mad at me than stick the truth.
And you have no business in Black Lives Matter, and they do not see you as something worth fighting for. Thinking, or rather the belief that all the world are heterosexual. Less than 1%, less than 1%, less than 1% of the Black community falls underneath the LGBT umbrella. Yet these bitches fostered an entire movement based upon that extreme small percent. Yet still, you motherfuckers are going out to Black Lives Matter, which is a fucking lie. But just in case you think I'm lying, I'm going to give you guys the link. Feel free to check it yourself. Spread the word. I thought I took care of this bullshit before, but apparently it's been resurfaced. Here's the link. Know thy enemy, Black folks. Without straight people, these three-hand hateful females wouldn't exist. There you go, the man in black. There you go. Know thy enemy. Know thy enemy. Know thy enemy. You need to recognize your enemies for who they are. Now,
like I said, just like she said, know your enemy. Stop being suckers.
Hold on, chill out.
Know your enemy. So, let me ask y'all a question. You just saw the evidence from Mike Brown Sr. and his partner. You saw the young lady who came up with her evidence. You heard from me. You saw website, everything. I need the jury to make a executive decision. Is these black lies bastards innocent or guilty for leading straight black men astray and lying about being for black men unarmed getting killed by police? Are they innocent or guilty? Damn, Angry Bus Driver came out quick. Guilty. Guilty. Jeg say guilty in the motherfucker. Damn, guilty in the motherfucker. Also, Jab say guilty. Shout out to JAB. He say guilty. King J, guilty. Hero Fix, guilty bitches. Guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. My little brother Naro says guilty. John Doe, guilty. Would there be any innocent for black lies, bastards? Black Dev says guilty as hell. Guilty. Guilty. It's sad. This is sad. Well, the jury has said it. It's a unanimous decision, like Jeg just said. These three fake baby mama terrorists, feminist alphabets, are guilty. The homie Brandon came out and said guilty without questions. With that being said, oh, Girardi, people still saying it. Giretti says guilty as BMT shit. And this right here is the reason why I say fuck Black Lives Matter. This is the reason why I would never support a bitch on the front line talking about their leaders to help out men or straight black men, because they are not for you. They are infiltrators. I've been saying this for a long time, and I mean it. You got to select a few that is really for fathers. You got to select a few that's really for straight black males, or straight males, period. Alpha males, red pill, very few. And like the brother said earlier, we are on our own. And you got to have that mindset, and you got to keep your veins cold, because now you're going to be set up for failure because you falling for the okie doke. I'm dead serious. And I'm not joking. These bitches want to set you up for failure. That's why we have to change the laws in our mind and realize for what it is. But we call this shit out, expose this shit, tell our story, and teach our youngs and people to look up to us. Because you don't want your future, whether it's your nephew, your son, if you're around your son, now you're not alienated. You want them to not fall for the okie doke. They got this propaganda shit in cartoons, movies. They made it the norm now. They got the fucking cartoons. In Illinois, they passed a law last year that they got to teach gay history in schools. All public schools in Illinois. John Doe say, fuck that few shit because majority rules, and that's what counts, 100. My man. So you fake ass Black Lives bastards, you are found guilty by your peers. Not gay peers, but by your peers, by black straight men. I sentence you to hell. Stay in the rat hole that you went in, and we lock the door and throw it a motherfucking key. Court is adjourned, motherfuckers. Yo, man, this shit is real out here, man. They do not give a fuck about you. Don't ever think that they are for you. Off with their hair hats. Jab, shout out to Jab. I just put the link in the box, man. Anybody want to join in, say something for you. I'm gonna be on here for another 10 to 15 minutes, then I'm gonna get on out of here, man. But I had to talk about this. NPI say Coach Greg Adams doing a live on Coming to America 2 movie. Something had to be wrong with the movie and pushing the agenda. Yeah, it was somebody came in here and said it. I think it was, I want to say it was Julius. It was somebody who said that it was all feminists all across the movie, and it was things that kept saying over and over and over. I'm gonna definitely I'm gonna watch the movie. I want to see, and maybe we'll talk about that. But then again, I'm gonna watch Coach Greg Adams and see how far he went in. If he going in too deep, then I don't need to say nothing. You know, I don't want to talk about it, and y'all ain't seen the movie either, so I don't think it's fair. Because I did want to see the movie at one point. You know, Come to America, the first one was good, but you know, this new. I tell you what, I did find out. I found out that I think Paramount is the one doing the budget, or they distributing it. They gave Eddie Murphy, whoever, all the money to fund for the movie, and as the movie was getting done, they only had all black cast. They came up doing the motherfucking all the scenes and act. They weren't dumb. They was halfway there. Told them that they must have white actors, white cast in the movie, because they was making it all black, because you know, African, all that stuff. Just like before, the only time they had some white people in the scene was in the beginning from the other movie. So King J, CGA, Coach Greg Adams cooked on the stream. I know he did, but that's what I'm saying. Paramount made them put white cast in the movie. After the fact, they gave them the budget to do what they had to do. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I tell y'all we have to do for ourselves. Because when you have the powers to be in control, because they give you the money, they pimping you. And they can tell you to change up, switch up, and you got to do it if you want that money. That's why I told y'all, one thing I care about is my integrity. I'm not finna kiss no bitch ass. I'm not about to tickle a bitch chin to make them feel good to come over here on this platform to get more likes, more donation, and all that shit. No, I'd rather afford to build and grow slow with men who understand where I'm coming from, and a few women that's really down for the situation and our cause. But I'm not finna dumb down for these bitches for them to ride with me so I get more notoriety and money and likes and all that shit. I'm not going. This is a man situation. Our problem, our hurt, our pain, when it comes to child support and alienation and all that shit. Even when it comes to society, not women. The ones that paying child support, that's women, don't see their kids, you just a few people going through the cracks. Because other than that, you don't get the same violation that we get. So I'm not going to sit back and say it's men and women. No, it's men. So if it's going to take a longer time for me to build my platform and shit, then so be it, motherfucker. Because I ain't setting up for none of these motherfuckers. Real shit. Jeg said the movie was so bad that it exposed the first movie on some BMT sympathizer shit. Damn. NPI says the original Come to America didn't have that many white people except for Lewis. Right. But Paramount Films told them while they was doing the filming and shit that they must have more white cast. Don't tell me ain't no such thing as no systematic racism. All that damn money Eddie Murphy couldn't fund himself along with other black actors and actresses. Here's the thing, it ain't that he couldn't. Well, Farrakhan said this a long time ago. All these millionaires, multimillionaires, and sports and everything, they still rather take money from the white man. Even Birdman and Slim, all that money they was worth back in the day, they still was dealing with Universal when they didn't have to, but they rather get money from Massa and use their money to make this shit go when you got the power to do for yourselves and make it happen. Why the fuck you keep going to them when you don't have to? The mindset is program, I got to keep getting it from Massa. I got to keep getting it from them. You don't have to. Their mindset is get it from them. They don't have the mindset to be their own leaders and shit like that. Except to be over other blacks, not against the white man. Not at all. Or whoever. No. They got the money, they're not going. That's why I don't agree with everything Tyler Perry do as far as his movies and all that shit, but I respect the fact that, oh, y'all don't want to donate no money? Y'all don't want to do this? Fuck y'all. I'll start my own movie studios and do my own shows and all that shit. I don't want the writers. I respect him for that. I don't like everything he have done, but that motherfucker, I give him credit for that. He do what he got to do. And even when they gave him 1 star for the movie, man, fuck it. Black supported him, and he took that shit and ran with it. He got his own studio out there in Georgia. And like Jig, like I said, Jig said, real talk, bro, niggas scared of freedom. They are. These niggas are scared of freedom. Independence is always the better route. They rather struggle and go through the bullshit for $3 million than make $150,000 and be at ease. And that's why I say, you got niggas and you got blacks. And I do not want to be around them niggas. Because a black man is going to go out and get it. A black man is going to do for self. I'm not a shiesty ass nigga. I'm not a grimy ass nigga. I'm not a thief ass nigga. I would rather live comfortably with $200,000 a year, doing my own thing, building my platform, making it happen, than trying to screw you, shice you, sell out, be a motherfucking Sambo, tap dancing and shucking and jabbing bootlick for $1 million. I ain't going. So that's the difference between me, the so-called deadbeat, running for child support and ain't worth a damn, ain't got shit, live in the garage, versus these motherfuckers that supposed to be so high and educated with degrees and all that shit, when they go along and get along train and follow massa and they don't want to be independent. They go to Government Daddy or go to Paramount or Universal, whoever the fuck. So yeah, their mindset is fucked up, it's fried. Nick Cannon shit, you damn right. That's why I don't respect that nigga. He came out and called out the so-called Jews and everything, which he was right. But then when them motherfuckers came to him and took his motherfucking BET show, that mother came with a I'm sorry campaign with the Jewish community, talking about black and Jewish coalition Hollywood or some shit, stop racism. And then he let the Jewish dude chew his ass out, look like a fool, he ain't say shit back. Then turned around and did a tour with Nikki Haddish, 6-month tour to about let's get along bullshit. Now he got his show back. Fuck out of here. You shouldn't even say that in the first place. You should let the dude expose and you just be the journalist that you're supposed to be. Since you're the interviewer, you shouldn't have came out with all that shit. That's why I say motherfuckers sometimes need to shut their mouths. If you ain't down for the cause and you ain't willing to risk your life for it, don't do it. Just go on about your business. Just be a listener. Just put it out there and let them talk. That's all. Because you do risk a lot. Yeah, Nick Cannon shit. You ain't never lied. FBI say they ain't even want him to sell all the land on the Fort McPherson base in ATL. They only sold him some of the land, but he still's making it happen. Yeah. Yep. Not at all, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, but that's why I always say,
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
I'm gonna say what the fuck I feel, and I'm gonna call this shit out. If you don't like it, man, fuck you and
Bitch, fuck all y'all.
facts. You know. But yeah, man, this shit is real, man. And like I say, I'm tired of people making excuse for Black Lives Matter, talking about they're for us, just like they say Obama looked out for black people and he was for us. No, he was not. He was for the white man. He's for white people. What's up, thinker? Shit is real. And I appreciate y'all participating with me. And you understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, them bitches guilty. They was guilty from day one, man. We were just misguided in the beginning. Yeah. We was misguided in the beginning, just like we misguided with Barack Obama. Just like we misguided with Black Lives Matter. Some of y'all probably knew from the get-go, but I was misguided in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. You know, this court session was real good, and y'all see for what it is. So when a motherfucker come at you and say Black Lives Matter for black people, just show them my video. Please share this and put this out there. I want motherfuckers mad in a motherfucker. I want them motherfuckers to maybe cause a riot in this bitch just because. Because the truth always hurt.
You can't handle the truth.
You know what I'm saying? FBI say you need to get the market man, get that Martin man, sit your ass down audio effect. Sit your ass down before I make change. Yeah, don't get fooled by Black Lives Matter. Do not get fooled by them motherfuckers. They're actually in the hole now. I don't think they come back out to the next black man, straight black man get murdered. Then they'll be back out of their nutshell. But I appreciate y'all support and thanks MPI. Like I say, man, this shit's gonna build, it's gonna grow. Like I say, please share, put that shit out there. And like I said, we're gonna expose these baby mama terrorists, unjust ass systems, Black Lives Matters, alphabets, and all the motherfuckers. That's what we on, and change the laws, not mine. So, like I said before, I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Court is now adjourned. And fuck child support. Peace.